Today we're going to find out more about the Anglo Saxons, and we're going to look at from fleece to fabric, how the Anglo Saxons made their clothes. They started by collecting wool. So they would go around picking up sheep's wool from the ground, off the bushes, or even straight off the sheep. Sheep's wool in Anglo-Saxon times didn't need to be shorn. It did come off very, very easily, a little bit like your fur on your cat and dog when they molt. You'll notice that this sheep's wool is brown, or it could be an off-white colour or black. Sheep don't come in very many varieties of colour, so the next thing you would have to do is to wash your wool and dye your wool. The next thing they would do is they would gather various plants. They would gather madder, they would gather weld, they would gather woad. These would give you lots and lots of different colours within your fabric. I've got two bits here, a piece that has been dyed with weld and a piece that has been dyed with woad. Once your wool has been dyed, it's ready to be carded. Sheep's wool itself has very short fibres and is quite messy, a little bit like your hair when you get up in the morning. So it does need to be carded. These are carders, they're like giant hairbrushes. You would take your wool, you would place it on your carders, place your carders opposite way round and pull. And you would just keep pulling until all the fibres begin to go in the same direction. You'll notice now that the fibres are beginning to go in the same direction. They can then be removed and then they can be pulled together to spin. So you just take them all together there, spread them down so you make your wool. This is a drop spindle. A drop spindle is used to spin your wool. It was a precursor to the spinning wheel. Very simple. Would have had a stone wall and a stick, and the weight of the wool will pull the wool down, which will help to spin it. So I have here some wool that I will just spread out a little bit so it's ready to spin. You attach both ends together, holding them fairly closely so they don't drop, and give it a good spin. As it gets tighter, you start to let it drop through your fingers and it will start to spin more and more wool. This makes your wool strong, so your thread is strong. You do need to wind it round your spindle. This will stop it from undoing, and then you can add more onto it so you are ready to create more and more thread. To use the thread, you would normally ply it, which means you take two pieces of spun wool and let them wind themselves around each other. This will ply them, so it's two pieces thicker and it will not come undone. Once you've made your wool, you can then start to weave it on a loom. Traditionally, a loom would be about 2 meters by 2 meters. They were large. They would have clay or iron weights on the bottom, holding the threads down, and then you would weave through. Another form of weaving would be to do something like this. This is called tablet weaving. And this would be attached to your body and attached to a tree. So it was kept taut, and you would thread through the shaft here. And then you would turn your cards and it would give you another one. And you would just keep turning them and you end up with patterns like this. It would give you a belt, a strap, a cord, anything you wanted. It was a nice way of making your wool.